What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting week 7 on my Zepbound journey. So technically it's Sunday. I did my shot 2 days ago on Friday. I always do my shot after work on a Friday because I never know what's gonna happen in the tummy region. I will say though, this past week has been probably the most challenging in terms of symptoms for me. So you can definitely go back and check out week 6 in the Zepbound journey, but I'll just give a quick little recap. Basically, I've been having a lot of like GI intestinal problems over the last week, mostly like constipation, acid reflux, and I think I actually got pancreatitis, or at least I think I have. I've never actually gone to get it checked out, which I would not recommend. The symptoms have gotten a little bit better. I mean, I don't have like sharp pains like in my abdomen as much as I did before, but they're still there and I still just feel kind of uncomfortable in my stomach GI intestinal region. I spent quite a while this morning just journaling and kind of writing down things in my journal because I have been feeling a little bit discouraged, not gonna lie, over the past week. I started my CPAP on Monday, so I got my CPAP on Monday. I was so excited about it, and honestly, like, I've had a really positive experience using my CPAP over the last week. I feel like I am one of the people, thankfully, that has accommodated to the CPAP pretty well. It fits really well on my face. I don't feel claustrophobic. I don't feel uncomfortable. You do have to kind of get used to it, but it's not anything like too crazy in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like my seal is really good, so I'm not waking up with like air shooting into my eyeballs or anything like that. That happened once, but it hasn't happened since. I'm still waking up multiple times in the middle of the night, which is not great, and I'm still waking up feeling very tired. There was one day I felt really good after wearing it, and then I've still been just like really tired and really exhausted. Like, I had so much I wanted to get done this weekend and I have barely done any of it, which has just been really discouraging. I know that the CPAP therapy and the Zepbound, like, all of this is going to take a lot of time to see results, but for whatever reason I had this like naive thinking that I was going to instantly feel better when I started using the CPAP, and that's just not the case. Like, and they told me that, and I know that, right? Like, I know that it's not gonna feel better right away, and they told me because of how long I've been in a sleep deficit, it could take up to 4 months for me to like finally feel refreshed when I wake up. But for whatever reason, I guess it was just maybe like hopeful thinking or something, I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case, but it is. And I'm feeling discouraged about it. This whole journey with like sleep apnea and weight gain has just really been very hard on me mentally and physically, but more mentally. I think I need to be patient, and I'm a very patient person in general. Like, I think one of my greatest qualities is being patient. This past week I've finally felt my patience waning a little bit. That's kind of where my head is at starting week 7. The other update kind of on the Zepbound part of everything is that I have noticed that because of all of my stomach problems, I have started gaining a little bit of weight back, which I'm not surprised about. I noticed that I've kind of been fluctuating between like 11 and 14 pounds of weight loss over the last like week. And I do attribute that to what's going on in my stomach. I also think, again, I was reflecting while I was journaling, and I think that the reason that I'm having some of these stomach problems is, one, the medication is actually starting to like build up in my system. Zepbound decreases your gastric motility. So if you eat a larger meal, it's going to take a lot longer time for you to digest it. And that's one of the things that makes you feel fuller for longer. So you're not always reaching for food. However, if you eat too much in one portion, that can cause problems. And I think that's where my problem is, because although I am like largely eating less amounts of food throughout the day, I'm still eating like a regular portion size of what I would eat before I started Zepbound in one sitting. So like, I would have like my normal lunch that's between like 450 to 550 calories in one sitting, and that's just too much for my stomach right now. I think now that the medication's built up and, you know, I'm having these problems, I do think that that is the reason. So my thought process and my kind of troubleshooting for that is, for the next week, I'm going to, well, from here on out, I guess I should say, I'm going to be eating more times throughout the day, so more a frequency of eating, but way less volume. So I'm gonna aim for around 300 calories for meals, and then have a little snack or something in between meals if I even feel like I need it. So one of the problems is that I'm not hungry in the morning, and I think that that is causing me to go a very long time without eating. And then when I do get hungry, like at lunch or something, I'm eating more than I can handle. So I'm gonna try to have like my protein coffee and maybe like some eggs or something in the morning, and have a snack if I need it between lunch, and then at lunch have something around 300 calories, and then maybe around like 3 I can have another snack, and then have dinner. And I think that'll work out well for me, and it'll still keep me in a big calorie deficit. So the other part is that I need to be drinking more water. I have mentioned this in like TikToks and other videos and stuff like that, but I just have had such a lack of thirst, which is very normal when you're on Zepbound. However, I have not been doing a good job of pushing through that lack of thirst. I still need to be drinking water. I still need to be hydrating, and I've been drinking like poppies and other stuff like that, but I need to also just be drinking like straight water, because the poppies and the Olippops, they have fiber in them, which is fantastic. That's great. That's like what you want. But I also think that it's just not helping my stomach and the acid reflux because they're bubbly and, you know, that kind of thing. So I am just going to be focusing more on drinking straight water, plain water. I did get a new water bottle last weekend, so it's an Awala, so I'm very excited about that. It's 40 ounces. My goal is going to be to drink 3 of them a day, 3 of my Awala water bottles per day, and that'll get me to 120 ounces of water in a day, which is perfect. I think that's like a great amount for me. That's where my brain is at. So anyways, let's go for a walk. Let's get some fresh air and move the body a little bit. Struggle bus this weekend and this past week. Stomach has been hurting me so incredibly bad. And I can't tell if it's constipation. I can't tell if it's like pancreatitis. I don't know, but the past like 4 days I've woken up in the middle of the night because of abdominal pain, and I feel like I'm not going to the bathroom as much as I probably should be, or as much as I used to, but I also just don't know if that's because I'm just not eating as much. I don't know. It seems like once I get up and I move around, it feels a little bit better. So that's what's making me think maybe it is just constipation. I'm nervous about taking a laxative because I don't want to have diarrhea. Like, I think I would rather be constipated than have diarrhea. I don't know. This is just me trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And in all honesty, I think that this week has been the hardest week since I started my Zepbound journey, just symptom wise. Like, the stomach cramping, the acid reflux has been so bad. There you go, burping again. And because I'm getting acid reflux, I'm getting like heartburn and different kind of stomach pain. And then on top of that, I'm also like very nauseous a lot of the time, and I'm like gagging. Like, there's nothing coming up, but I'm just like dry heaving kind of. So yeah, that's where we're at. It doesn't sound pleasant, and it isn't. I will say the morning, like right when I wake up, is typically the worst. And then once I get up, I have some water, drink my coffee, get things moving a little bit. It seems like it's better after that. So I'm just going to keep doing that, I guess. If it persists through this week, I will probably try a laxative. So just want to be real with you guys. That's what I am going through. On a completely different note, last night I started a new book, The Divine Rivals. I have Kindle Unlimited, and I really just have been wanting to read this book. I'm into like my cozy fantasy vibe right now that like fall is I'm gonna say it's here. Okay, it's not even September yet, but I'm gonna say it's here. And I've just been wanting to read like some lighter, and I say lighter because I just finished the Throne of Glass series not too long ago, and those are like so heavy and intense. So I just wanted like a little bit of like an easier fantasy read. So I started Divine Rivals last night, and it is so freaking good. So all I've been wanting to do since I woke up is read this book. So I'm gonna do that. I have some doctor's appointments early this morning. It's currently 5:30, if you can even see that. And I have a doctor's appointment at 7 and then at 9:45. So I'm just going to read my book. I have a protein coffee here. I tried a new recipe today. This is almond milk because we actually ran out of regular milk. And then I put in the cookie dough Chobani creamer, and I used brownie batter Clean Simple Eats protein powder because I'm like almost out of vanilla, and I really don't want to buy vanilla until I've used up some of my other Clean Simple Eats powders, because vanilla is just my go-to. So I'm going to use up these. I have like a little chocolatey mocha situation. And then I also have a 40-ounce bottle of water here. So I'm just going to be sipping on these while I read for like a half an hour or so. And then I'll get ready to go. Here's the final product. She looks delicious. So this whole plate right here is 437 calories and 35 grams of protein. I just portioned out some for the week as well. I made double servings of 2 of them just in case Dalton wanted some as well. So I didn't have any lunch today, so I added 4 meatballs to my dinner tonight. But for my work week, I'm gonna add 2 meatballs instead of 4. So with 2 meatballs instead of 4, it is 357 calories and 27 grams of protein. This little baby here is a savage. She always wants to be held. Yeah. It is Tuesday after work and I am very tired, but I wanted to pop on here really quick to give 2 updates. One of them, I am almost down 15 pounds now, which is crazy. I'm so excited. I stuck to my calorie counting, my like what I was gonna eat in today for the entire day, and I feel so good. I ate like every 2 to 3 hours. Now I haven't eaten since lunch, but in the morning I had my protein coffee before I went to work. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs when I got to work. I had a string cheese like 2 to 3 hours in. Then I had lunch, another 2 to 3 hours. And then I'm here now and I'm home and I'm gonna have dinner soon. And it was just like such a great pacing for me, and it was such a perfect amount of calories. So technically, all in all today, I think I've eaten, or I will have eaten like 1,400 calories, which feels really good. I haven't been hungry at all. I haven't been craving anything crazy. It's just I felt very in control of my hunger and in control of all of like my belly symptoms all day. So that has felt amazing. Highly recommend if you are on a GLP-1, Zepbound, whatever, a weight loss journey, eat smaller portions more frequently throughout the day. I've also not had heartburn the entire day, which thank the Lord. And I haven't had stomach pains, like intestinal, like gastric pain at all, which yay, we love that for me. Second of all, I wanted to share a non-scale victory. I have an Aura ring, okay? I got this Oura Ring last Christmas and I had tried on the kit. You know how like you can get the kit and you try everything on? I tried it on to fit my index finger, which I thought was a size 11. At the time, like the test kit fit me and everything, and so I texted my mom because she was the one that was going to get it for me for my Christmas gift, and I was like, I'm a size 11, so perfect. She ordered it for me, whatever. I was super excited. I got it and it didn't fit my index finger. I mean, it did, but I put it on and it turned my finger purple. And ever since then, I have not been able to wear this Oura Ring on my index finger without it turning my finger purple or like getting super swollen or like not fitting right. It just hasn't felt good until today. So I've been noticing that my ring finger has been feeling like the Oura Ring has been moving around a lot on my finger and it hasn't been feeling super stable. So just like on a whim, I tried it on my index finger yesterday and it fit, and I was like, shut up. Shut the front door. Are you kidding me? Because I initially like wanted to wear it on my index finger. I'm so happy. Like, I'm just so happy and so proud of myself. Yay for non-scale victories. Hey guys, it is Saturday, so a few days have gone by since I last updated you, and I just wanted to do a quick little wrap up on this week's Zepbound journey. So for whatever reason this week, I was so irritated. I was just extremely irritable. I was in such a bad mood like the entire week, and I'm not really sure like why that was happening to me. I don't think it's a side effect of the Zepbound or anything. I think I was just like overly stressed. I wasn't sleeping great this week with the CPAP, and yeah, I don't know. I just like wasn't feeling this week. I think part of it had to do with the fact that last weekend I had such a big to-do list to do and I got very little of it done, and so I went into the week with like messy surroundings, feeling like I had a lot to do and like no time to do it, and it was just kind of like compounding as the week went on. On top of that, I feel like my diet was not great this week. I just felt like I didn't really do a good enough job of figuring out like what I was gonna eat every day. At the beginning of the week, I felt like it went okay, and then towards the end of the week, it just wasn't. Like, I didn't have enough groceries, I think, for the week to have like snacks and enough fruit and veggies at every meal and like everything like that. So that also just, I think, kind of put me in a bad mood because I'm like, I'm on this journey and I am not setting myself up for success right now. So that's kind of where I'm at. I also did not exercise apart from my walks, which again, like, I don't know why I'm just struggling with that so hard. Like, exercise has never felt difficult for me. It's always come really naturally to me. It's always been like a part of my day that I look forward to. And now it's like a part of my day that I try to avoid at all costs, which just like doesn't feel good. I do think part of it's just because when I exercise, I feel like I can't do what I used to be able to do. And that just sucks, to be honest. Like, it doesn't feel great. But I know that I can get back there, and I know that I can do potentially even more than I was doing before. And I have to start somewhere. I can't just think that I'm going to suddenly jump back into this whole routine and athleticism and everything that I used to be doing. And my life looks totally different right now. Like, I work a full-time job. I work 40 minutes one direction away from my house. So it's not as simple as like when I was in college and my gym was literally in the basement of my living quarters, you know, like, it's just not realistic to compare those two parts of my life and assume that I'm going to have the same type of schedule where I work out every day and I have all of this time, when that's just not realistic for me right now. So I think I'm also just in kind of a life building phase and trying to adjust to different things that are happening and trying to maintain a lot of grace with myself, because I am not back to where I was, and I won't be anywhere soon. Like, I won't be, you know, sleeping as well as I used to. I won't feel as good as I used to, but that doesn't mean that I can't start, you know? That doesn't mean that I shouldn't start. And I feel like I already have started, obviously, with getting on the Zepbound and getting my CPAP and everything. And I will say I'm almost 2 weeks now using the CPAP every single night, and I am noticing a difference in how well I am sleeping. I feel like I wake up with more energy on a typical day. Yesterday was terrible. I got like 4 hours of sleep because I woke up at 2 with a nightmare. I had a dream that I got stuck inside of a building and I couldn't get out, and it was just not very nice of an experience. So I'm feeling much better. I took an everything shower and I'm just feeling a little bit more rejuvenated, I guess. The other thing that happened to me last week is I think I might have actually been like fighting off a little bit of a cold, because my nose was so incredibly stuffed. Like I could not breathe out of my nose at all, and it was making me super short of breath when I was trying to do my job and like converse with people, because I couldn't take a breath through my nose ever. So I was just like constantly mouth breathing, and yeah, that's very taxing on the body. So I also have developed conjunctivitis, which is, I have allergic conjunctivitis that comes back every time that I'm not consistently using my extra strength pad a day, okay? This stuff is the only thing that gets rid of my conjunctivitis, and I had stopped using it for a period of time because I was like, I think it's fine, I'm okay, like this stuff is expensive, I don't want to keep buying it. And then I stopped using it for like a month and I already have conjunctivitis again. So it was really irritating to have contacts in, and I had like green goop coming out of my eyes, and it was just a really uncomfortable situation. So yesterday after work I got some more of my eye drops. I did a bunch last night, I did some this morning, and I also ordered some more on Amazon. So I'm gonna be stocked for a while. But that's all just to say that, you know, not every week on the Zepbound journey is going to be great. 2 more things that were contributing to my bad attitude and poor mindset during the week was just that, one, I was having so much bloating throughout the week and like just not feeling good with whatever I ate. I just felt like it stayed in my stomach and I wasn't digesting it, except for Tuesday. I think that was the day that I spaced out my meals perfectly and I just had a really good day of eating, and I felt fantastic that day. And then every day after that I have felt horrible. So again, I think I'm just not eating appropriately throughout the week or throughout the day, which is then making me eat more at night, which is then really messing with my sleep and my digestive tract. So I really need to get better about eating a consistent, you know, meal or snack every couple hours, because that does seem to digest way better in my stomach than like a big meal at dinner or something like that, or even just like a big meal at lunch. That does not settle well with me either. I had lost 15 pounds like right at the beginning of the week, which was amazing, and I had been consistently losing like a pound a week since I started the 5 milligrams, and then just to like see that over like 2 days just shoot back up, and I have now gained back 5 pounds, was so incredibly discouraging. Like I cannot even begin to describe how discouraging that felt. But again, I think it was because I was constipated. I think I had a lot of food sitting in my stomach. I think that I wasn't eating good. I was eating too many calories for what I even needed and what I was hungry for. And so it all just kind of like compounded and just made me feel really bad. Now I woke up this morning and I had already lost another pound. So this is just to say that like, if you weigh yourself one morning and it's not the same as it was the day before, or it's not less, or potentially even more, like don't freak out about it. Maybe it's even better just to do like a 1 week weigh-in, because I don't know, like it really messes with your brain. The thing that I find helpful with that is that I can kind of match my symptoms with the weight. So like if I am feeling constipated, maybe that's why I actually have gained a pound or something like that, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it was just kind of a roller coaster of a week. Not the best one in the books with the Zepbound journey, but not every week is going to be perfect. Every week it has its own challenges and its own difficulties, and I think the hardest part for me right now is the food. It's the eating and trying to figure out what is working well for my body and what isn't. So I've kind of contemplated throughout the week maybe trying to get in touch with a nutritionist. I think I might message my doctor and just see if he can put in an order for me to see a nutritionist, because I think it'd be super helpful to just like have some guidance on what like my daily caloric intake should be, how often I should be eating, how many calories I should be eating at each meal, because that's something that really helps me personally, since I have experience with that in the past. I'm just on this journey trying to figure this out, and I hope that my mistakes or the things that I've been doing, good or bad, can help you kind of figure out what works best for you and what might not work best for you. And if you guys have any ideas, please like leave them in the comments. Let me know your experience. We can all kind of figure this out together, and yeah, hopefully I'll have a better life in the future for it. So you're not alone if you're on this Zepbound journey. I'm here for you. I want you to know that. And if you're having a tough week, please just like let me know and let me help you, because I would love to just be an encouraging source in your life that's going to help you get through this really tough time. So anyways, I love you guys, and I hope you have an amazing next week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.